Everyone loves a good plot twist. A good plot twist can make a terrible story good, and a great story even gooder. The reveal of the armored and colossal titans? Great plot twist. Finding out glowstone and water don't make up portals to the ether? Absolutely heart-wrenching for a 9-year-old weeb, but a great plot twist nonetheless. The question I present to you today is, are plot twists needed to make a good story? In other words, is a predictable story a bad story? This is the first installment of a series I'm calling Facts and Fiction, where I discuss my thoughts and opinions on anime, video games, and manga, while also pretending I'm a genius who knows everything about storytelling. Today's episode is focused more on the latter half, but let's get back to the topic at hand. Is a predictable story a bad story? While in my opinion most predictable stories tend to be bad ones, I don't think predictability is inherently bad in storytelling. I think the very popular manga/anime Dragon Ball Z is a great example of how predictability can hinder storytelling, but also how it can improve it. Anyone who's seen DBZ or has at least learned a little about it knows that the entire cast essentially plays as a punching bag for the main villain of the saga until Goku shows up to give them a good beating. It's a formula that many battle shonen follow, and while it isn't an awful plan, when it's overdone it makes the show pretty stale, and trust me, Dragon Ball does it a lot. I don't mind the MC being the one to beat the main villain, but if you've got a whole cast of characters who are supposed to be pretty strong, and even have Vegeta who's second only to Goku getting trashed in every fight, it makes those characters feel almost useless, like a ton of middle schoolers on the same team as LeBron. This is how predictability hinders Dragon Ball's story. While the fights are cool, they're kind of pointless because you know whoever's fighting is going to lose and be saved by Goku. I don't think the solution is to make Vegeta win more fights, even though he should. Nor do I think the solution is to make Goku lose more fights. I think it's to make the weaker characters have a role to play. They don't have to win their fights, they just need something to do and the ability to see it to completion. The first thing that comes to mind is when Tien pulled up on Cell and like the absolute Chad he is, emptied out the whole clip without hesitation. I love this scene so much. To give a more detailed retelling of the events, Cell is moments away from absorbing Android 18 and achieving his perfect form. Tien, knowing very well he doesn't have a snowball's chance in hell at defeating Cell, steps up to the plate with only one goal: buy time. Buy time for Android 18 to run away, buy time for Vegeta and Trunks to finish their training in the time chamber. In one of the coldest scenes in Dragon Ball history, Tien blasts Cell's face, no pause, with the most disgusting series of tri-beams, putting Cell's face in the fucking dirt, admittedly only for a couple moments, and giving 18 time to run away and Vegeta to show up. Obviously in the end, Vegeta being the cocky bastard he is hands 18 on a silver platter to Cell, but at the end of the day, Tien did exactly what he sought out to do. That's how you give a weaker character purpose. Everyone, including himself, knows Tien's not beating Cell, but he puts it all on the line anyway. Realistically, Gohan being the one to defeat Cell from a storytelling standpoint is way better than Tien stalling for time. But to be honest, I just love that scene so much, so I had to talk about it. I think the Android/Cell saga is the best written in Dragon Ball's history. Those two moments combined with things like Piccolo for a moment being the strongest character and fighting Android 17 and then fighting Cell, or when Vegeta showed up on Android 19 and gave probably one of the coldest lines ever before revealing that he too had become Super Saiyan, are what made this part of the show so great. Those two sagas, in my opinion, were the best of Dragon Ball and are better than all of what Dragon Ball Super has to offer. So to re-answer the question from before, is a predictable story a bad story? No, it's not. If you play your cards right and truly utilize all the characters, you can make a story that's more than just not bad. It's great, and I think the Android and Cell sagas demonstrate that perfectly. I'm Weeb4, and this has been Facts and Fiction. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and a comment, and subscribe because I've got more videos like these planned. Let me know what else I should talk about as well, and suggest me things to watch and read so I can give my opinion on those. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna catch y'all later. Have a good one.